Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it. I helped create the eclipse.
Sirens?
Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian, the Spire. Now why would that be?
So the Eclipse... the robots they've resurrected... they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location. The surrounding geography. Who controlled the land. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the Eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Vilgund, Vilgund, Vilgund. I am still impressed with your persistence, my friend. Impressed.
Radovan Khan Padish, cherished brother.
I think you are who we're going to turn these.
Khan Padish, beloved father.
She's still?
Let
How about
their
that
memory
persistence?
And sacrifice be a beacon for all hunters, all people to follow.
The only problem with this is she stands at the top. Well, I thought she did. Maybe she didn't. I was going to say you can't see her, but she is still paying honor. All right. I like her, so we will allow that, unlike Vilgund. All right, let's turn these in. I think this is where we turn these in.
What can I do for you today?
Claim reward.
How are the trials going for you?
Done.
Have enough marks for a weapon yet?
Yes.
I believe I have enough here. What next?
You brought in all the sun marks at once. You're going to make a lot of hunters jealous. Not that it takes much. I'm pleased to present to you a Lodge Blast Sling, a Lodge Rope Caster, and the Lodge Warbow. Congratulations, you're a master hunter of the Lodge. All I can give you now is encouragement.
I like the sounds of all of that. Do not like those sounds, so let's get out here. Excuse me. All right, let's get out here.
Stop thinking about me.
Just take a look at those weapons. First, let's take a look at... Did get a treasure box. And looks like I have a couple stacked up here. I cannot still not take these, correct? No. All right. Lodge Blast Sling. Oh, so she put them in boxes. That's interesting. Oh, I'm glad I looked at these first then. I wasn't going to do that. Let's take a look at our weapon, at these weapons that we got. What do they do? Lodge Blast Sling. All right, so it starts off at 90, 135, and 68. Serious? How about this one? Starts off at 60, or let's go down, let's go top down. 30, 30, 60. All right, well, I mean, I do have mods in there, so we'll see about that one. And then the Rope Caster. 150 on the Tear. That's the trip. All right. I mean, I probably should have gotten those a lot earlier, so that's all right. We were here anyways, and it got me a lot of skill points. So we're working our way towards there, and it's another quest. I want to check that also. Yeah, look at that. It is gone. How about the hunting grounds? No, they're still there. Okay. So why do these hang around? I don't know. Because they're all checked. I have no idea. Not going to worry about it. Moving on. And... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is our new task. We need to get to the Palace of the Sun.
Ugh, the scrapes.
Palace of the Sun, we have arrived. It's been a while since we've been here. Slide on up. Talk to Yvonne. Yes, this is the way we went last time. All the people. The judgers. The judgers that were standing here in line. You are up here.
Stay alert. That's what I say.
Who's with you? No one.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. The Eclipse will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them. God, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the City Guard fortify the Western Ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
I'm assuming she told him. All right, so hopefully, well, obviously he does realize, but it sounded like there for a second he was not going to realize. We don't protect the Spire and stop the transmission, then Meridian will not exist for long. All right, so now we have to talk to Moran. Now, this guy is sketchy of sketch when you talk to him. He is the definition of etch a sketch.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival. Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
Yeah, of course they came for Aloy. But this dude, all right, I was calling him sketchy, but he got a lot done. Well, I guess, you know what? We don't know how long it took for us to talk to Avad, so we back off in that statement. The Ridge. Let's discuss.
The Ridge will be the front line. That's where the City Guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
I think we could I think we can trust. I don't know.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will. I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Oh, did you see what he did there? He pulled the silence. He kind of gave us a warning. Visit both defense sites optional. Review prepper. Okay, so that's the 2. And then 3 is the rest. Sobek Journal. Ooh. 7/16 of 65. What's the R? Last time I visited Prime was November of last year. Months since have been a blur. Flew out last night to oversee installation of the central armature and the master override. You're welcome, Ted. Which was completed by 04:30. So I decided to grab a few hours of sleep here before heading back to ZD. Called Gaia before I bedded down, ostensibly to update her on the site plan. But the truth is, I missed her. I developed a habit of speaking to her before I sleep. Seems to be the only thing that calms me these days. Yeah, so obviously she has a lot on her mind with... Oh, the plan. Woke to a message from Oswald. The Odyssey launched yesterday, so terrestrial life's chance of survival has doubled. Why then do I feel so uneasy? I just keep wondering what kind of world a far zenith will create if the ship reaches its destination so many decades from now. And I worry about that alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints and no fail-safes. How will they avoid repeating our mistakes? Wants to stop them from playing God. So repeating mistakes, that was an issue that somebody had. Cannot remember right now, but that's the issue that I have with the plan. We're relying on AI again. Forwarded the Odyssey message to the alphas. I'm going to say NATO replied in less than a minute with a poem, of course. The Building of the Ship by Longfellow, and it's long, all right? I didn't read all of it, but it seems to be about launching a ship rather than building one. The stanza or couplet or whatever leapt out at me. Humanity, with all its fears, with all its hopes of future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate. Yeah, Odyssey and Zero Dawn both. Speaking of which, I should get back to ZD. Guess I should stop by NATO's lab and check on Demeter's progress too. If I can get out there without a volume of Tennyson pressed in my hands, I'll count myself lucky. Till next time. Could that potentially be her last? We do have 2 more here. Oh, look at this thing. Look at this mishap. I mean, it was doomed from the beginning. All right, let's take a look. Is the rest the 1, the 2, or the 3? Let's take a look at the map. Is there a number there? That is the 1. All right, so we're going to want to do the 2 and the 3. Or do we want to rest before? I mean, it should be in order. I think we're going to do 2 and 3. So let's come out here. We'll hit these 2. Okay, so what I don't know is, because it is listed as 1 to sleep. Usually they do have these in order for a reason. But if you look at the quest, it says, yeah, rest before the final battle. So that's why I'm coming up to these first. I don't know if it's going to work out. Maybe someone's going to say, Aloy, you look pretty tired.
If you just polish that armor, was it?
Of course.
Isn't that a little...
Arrested too for
What?
disorderly conduct.
Nothing.
Out with it, woman.
Forget I said anything. You look very dignified.
Thank you.
And shiny. Very shiny.
All right, our 2 friends are here. I like Vanasha. I like her a lot. All right, and then this guy looks familiar. Are you the guy? Are you Teb? Yeah, I was going to say Jeb, but Teb.
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
The Masaram girl applied to the city guard the other
What can Godam do it?
This place
That's the question.
really couldn't be more
Just
different
because
from
he
the sacred
failed to kill the
There's so much going on right now. There's so much going on right now. All right, Sobek Journal 10/31/65. Travis came by trick-or-treating dressed up like me. Should have seen that coming. I gave him a half-eaten packet of dandy wafers as a treat and kicked him out. But not before he invited me to some kind of Italian horror extravaganza he organized for ZD staff. Seriously? As though there isn't enough horror in the world already. Anyway, I was already scheduled to fly out here to G Prime, assume that's Gaia Prime, for final inspections with Harris and the president's delegation. Ted was here too, and he was not looking good. Kept fidgeting and couldn't seem to look me in the face without blinking. I was relieved when he boarded his vert and flew back to Teb's. Gag. Though I guess I shouldn't complain. If he wants to build himself a deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse, let him. Keeps him out of Elysium and away from me. Harris stuck around long enough to give me a detailed briefing on the strategic situation. Basically, we've entered the terminal phase, as though the color of the sky when I was flying over here wasn't clue enough. Another 2 or 3 weeks and the atmosphere won't be breathable. The last vestiges of European and West African Civ brigades are trapped with their backs against the Atlantic. The swarm that scuttled across Antarctica is crossing the Straits of Magellan, about to start its death crawl up South America towards the Amazon. All the work we did to reconstitute the rainforest, and it comes to this. And advanced elements of the Pacific swarms are already skirmishing with units on the Kalmar seawall. The noose is tightening. Projections show we can still finish in time, but the margin of error is plus or minus 10 days. Not a good spread. If the plague breaks through ahead of schedule, well, I just can't. I will not let that happen. Enough writing, I need to get back to Zero Dawn. So even with all the planning, all the work, plus or minus 10 days of completion. I'm assuming there's going to be one more. Maybe we'll get it at the other site.
Sun King doesn't mean he's any less guilty.
There are
He should
materials like
pay.
I've never seen in the markets above.
What do we got? Oh, I like that. Those echo shells. Beautiful. See, now, I didn't see... Now, I don't know if that actually marked anything off. Is this going to be outside?
How many men
We
do you
all
think
have
you'll
our
kill in the
place in the
battle,
world.
Lucid?
As many as I have to.
I love it when you say things like that. It's so
What?
cheerful.
Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing. Those are the journals that the corrupted journals or the damaged journals we received a few episodes ago. That's what those are. Okay. I took the mess up way to get here, but I got here.
You're the hunter from the Banuk Grove.
I remember you also, Nora. The machines shook free of their slumber after you arrived. Raged and fought.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
No, I'm thanking you. That night, I decided I would not go back to Banur. I would take my hunt into these lands. So many machines, even demons. Spidery, skittering, without the blue light in them. Dead things that must be killed again.
Our enemies dug up an army of them.
An army. Yes, that's why I came. Good. I'll wait.
All right, so much like inside of All Mother, when all the people were there that we helped, I wonder if we did not do those side missions, these people would be showing up. Kind of guessing no, but I don't know. Sounds like a replay. happening there. Aloy can run better than Jin does, that's for sure. Jin gets tired every 20 feet. Oh, this is that one lady.
Talana, why are you here?
I'm your hawk. Where else would I be?
Defending Meridian with Avad?
I leave that to the rest of the lodge. I will not stand aside while one of mine fights alone. Not again.
Are you sure you...
You're risking your life for all of us. You can't ask me to stand by and watch. Not when I have the power to change it.
Then I won't ask you.
It's settled. I will fight by your side. My only request...
Name it.
Leave the biggest machine for me.
No promises.
Talana is awesome. Yeah, there's no way we would make you sit by and watch. We want your help. She's a beast. So now that has me wondering, who have I missed? With the potentially the couple of side missions that I've not completed. This looks like a... Whoa. That would be the spire, I'm assuming. Oh. No. Have we been here? No, I don't think so.
So who are these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in front of the sun, idiot.
Is that supposed to sound scary or something?
I don't know. They used to be Karja. Karja are always yammering about sun and shade.
Well, if they used to be Karja, how tough can they be?
Yeah, they're best guys dressed like birds. We'll rip their little feathers off.
And let's not get cocky, boys.
I like Aaron's Warhammer there. Look at that thing. That thing is a beaut.
Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
Well, that's... big. It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Aaron. Ursa would be proud.
Well, only if we win.
That was pretty funny. Not as funny as Talana being the only one saying for the hunt, but still pretty funny. And I am seriously hoping there are more than 3 people here. What do you think? Well, we got some people over here. Oh, look at all of the groups, although they should be working together, not isolating.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called anointed, either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
And I would say they are pretty much one in the same. Now, what group is this?
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These cards are in their frilled armor look like
we gotta read this. Yeah, so it did say damage file repaired. So these are those three. Okay. It just kind of took some time. Nice. I like this. All right, 115.66. Such a close thing. It's been, what, 43 hours since Harris warned me. Said collapse of the eastern line was imminent. Swarms launching some kind of pincer maneuver versus the Wichita salient. 5 or 6 days more, and I think Gaia could have launched without our help. I really do. I know they did. She did say that they had to rush Gaia, I think. We had to scramble. ZD became a madhouse. Absolute bedlam. Every team rushing to stabilize code and lock it down as Gammas got evacuated, then Betas. Once Gaia was on her way, I gathered the Alphas together to give them the bad news. Felt like I was going to throw up, but they already knew, of course. They knew the work wasn't really finished. Close, but not quite there. Still test to run, kinks to smooth, work to do. So they accepted it. No Elysium for us. We'll spend the rest of our lives here testing and polishing each subordinate function to perfection. Guess that's what you get when you recruit a bunch of obsessive perfectionists. Managed not to cry until I got back to my office. So here we are, setting up Gaia Prime, and yeah, such a close thing. Makes me feel nauseated all over again when I contemplate how the fate of life could hinge on coincidence. If I'd never proposed the Lightkeeper protocol, there never would have been living spaces constructed here. If I'd abandoned the protocol sooner, the necessary life support systems never would have been installed. If. At least we won't have to endure the creepiness of raising and training clones of ourselves. Interesting. The genetic material was never processed out of the cradle sites, so it's not even possible. Oh, that's really interesting. Let's continue first, though. For which I'm glad. I really wouldn't want to spend time around a young Travis Tate, raised by Travis Tate. Good point. No, it'll be up to us to perfect Gaia, one generation only. All right, so let's take a look at that. Creepiness of raising and training clones of ourselves. The genetic material was never processed out of the cradle site, so it's not even possible. Out of the cradle sites. Oh, so is that why Aloy was born there? Because that was the cradle site? Maybe that's what's going on there. Update. That was General Harris. The salient has collapsed. USRC expects to be overrun in 2 days, which gives us 72 hours at best to lock down and seal up. Buried alive for life's sake. I'll go tell the others. Oh, man.
But there are so many, and now we are so few.
I mean, you just gotta think of the mindset. I don't know, man. It's a tough world. It is a tough world.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
All right, so yeah, that's fair. You can not like this place, but again, if you don't protect the spire, where is it? There it is. Then the Nora Brave are gone also, so everyone needs to work together. Oh, review preparations. Is there, wait, did I see, we talked to those people, but is there anything else to see here? Let's take a look. No, there is not. Come on. I looked there, yes, because that's right outside there, and that's where Vinasha is. So I think we can go get that sleep now. Apparently, I did miss talking to some people here, potentially, like you. Completely. Oh, Petra and the weapon.
Petra. Here she is, the guest of honor. I knew there was something about you. Hammered from the stuff they make leaders out of. And I don't say that to every Nora girl who blows through my town.
That happens to you a lot?
Had to build a wall to fend them off.
Good thing I'm persistent then.
I've missed our little talks. Murat asked me to look over the city arsenal. These guns have aged well. That runs in the Ostrom, no? They were the pride of the Mainspring Forges, so I've taken greater pride in improving them.
Yes, please.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then. The target should put up a little less of a fight than those bandit raiders did.
All right, cool. I get to pick you up. Yep. What am I targeting? Oh, I have to stand here.
Should give me the upper hand.
Is there... Wait. Is there not something I'm supposed to be trying out? Oh, no. Oh, right there. My bad. My bad.
It hits nice and wide. No need to aim like a bow.
Oh, that is a beaut. I saw some circles. Oh. Yep, they're noticing. Oh, I can't take it with me. Could take you down now. Oh, I thought that might have been something.
This'll help.
Yes, it will. All right, I think it is nap time, but I still want
That's
that.
a nice spear, Uther.
This thing cheats you as look at you.
I like the way you grip it.
Believe this is where we're going to take our nap, is it? No, it is not.
Boland's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
Well, let's take a look. I don't think we have. It's the only main quest. Ancient Armory. I do not know where those other power cells are. We're missing 2 power cells. I have no idea where those are. That's the DLC. I think we are taking that nap. Oh, I want that armor. Oh, that is a bummer, man. Wait, can I just sleep here or do I go up? Oh, here we go. Beds, how do they work?
How could you sleep, Elizabeth, with a weight like this pressing on you? How did you, Rost, after you lost your family? Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Ma'am, there are signs from the west. Sun King Avad awaits you at the Temple of the Sun.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
And what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
The Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded!
All of you, be ready to fire! Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out. No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!